Now, from WYDC TV, this is Big Fox News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anna Manuel. It's cold, cold, cold. An Arctic blast has made its way to the southern tier. Let's go straight to meteorologist Sam Ryan with the latest.
Hi everyone, this Arctic air is swinging up to the northeast. We're still catching the edge of it here for the overnight wind chill advisory and wind chill warnings out the door here Saturday morning. Going to be a bitter cold start with temperatures around zero. We factor in some gusty winds though. It's going to feel more like 15 to 25 below, so 25 to 30 mile per hour wind gusts possible. There's a look at some of the wind chill. How long does it stick around? I'll let you know with my full forecast. Things are going to start to turn unsettled. All that coming up.
All right, thank you, Sam. We're joined now by our Maggie Hall. She has more on how to stay safe and warm in this cold weather.
Punxsutawney Phil has predicted 6 more weeks of winter, and with these freezing and below freezing temperatures sweeping across our area, he just might be right. Playgrounds are empty today as students are forced to do inside recess due to the freezing wind chill and low temperatures.
Yeah, I mean, today's not the day to go out and sledding.
If you have to venture out into the cold, take these precautions.
So the biggest thing is limit your exposure to the outdoors. Make sure that if you have to go out, you dress in layers and wear heavy clothing. That's important. It's also important to make sure that you wear a hat on your head. You lose a lot of body heat through the top of your head.
If you have any animals, bring them indoors.
Your pets cannot handle the exposure to the cold like this either. So you want to make sure that your pets are brought inside, or that you give them good protection from the elements this time of the year.
There will be a wind chill advisory until tomorrow night. Wind chills as low as 25 below zero are expected. These freezing wind chills can cause frostbite on exposed skin in less than 30 minutes. Make sure you know the signs of frostbite and hypothermia if you choose to brave the cold this weekend. Stay warm out there. Maggie Hall, Big Fox News, Corning.
2 suspects have been charged by a Chemung County grand jury following an Elmira car chase. 22-year-old Deontay Henry and 20-year-old Sky Volkhausen were arrested in early January following the chase. The chase ended with their car crashing into a telephone pole and one of their passengers, Moses Scarborough, in serious condition after he was flung from the car. Both are charged with multiple weapons charges, as well as reckless endangerment. An Ithaca woman has been arrested after police found her in a stolen car from a local auto dealership. According to Ithaca police, 32-year-old Amanda Linderberry was initially pulled over for a simple traffic violation. After initially falsely identifying herself, police say they discovered Linderberry was driving with a suspended driver's license in a stolen car and possessed a small quantity of methamphetamine. She's facing multiple charges. Notarizing documents is easier now in New York. Public notaries can now become online notaries. Remote notarization lets people get their documents legally notarized in real time by an online notary. New York State has just implemented this new option on January 31st. For more information, you can visit the website on your screen. A local racing icon is retiring after 50 years of creating signs for NASCAR, Formula One, and local businesses. Big Fox's Josh Feldberg spoke with Tony Vicchio about his time in the fast lane.
Tony Vicchio grew up right next to the original Watkins Glen racetrack. From a young age, Vicchio always knew he was going to be a part of the world of motorsports. I'm here at Vicchio Signs, where world-famous Tony Vicchio designed countless numbers of signs and vehicles you can see all across the southern tier. Vicchio started off as a young racer, but fate would soon bring him to a garage to watch his friend's new Corvette get pinstriped. And the rest, as they say, is history.
I couldn't believe what I was watching. This guy put stripes on this car so perfectly, and it just amazed me. So after he was done, he's washing his brushes, and I said, God, how do you do that? And he goes, you know how? He says, and he cleans the brush off, and he goes, practice, and he gives me his brush, and that was it.
Tony went on to do lettering for Formula One cars and later made signs for NASCAR, which brought him to racetracks all across the country, including Daytona and Talladega. But none of Tony's success would have been possible without the support of a special person.
I probably couldn't have done none of this without my wife Harriet understanding what we're doing and letting me do all this travel. And you have to have somebody like her behind you, because otherwise it wouldn't work.
More locally, Tony worked with Cargill, U.S. Salt, Corning Inc., and the Corning Museum of Glass. Now that he is retired from the sign business, Tony said he isn't sure what's next.
I don't know, but I'm not going to slow down. If you slow down, something gets you, and it'll be something.
If you want to learn more about Tony, he released a book called Shifting Gears, detailing his experiences in the fast-paced world of racing. Josh Feldberg, Big Fox News, Watkins Glen.
Food Bank of the Southern Tier president and CEO Natasha Thompson is leaving the organization after 22 years. Thompson has taken a job as the new president and CEO of WSKG Public TV and Radio in Binghamton. Under her leadership, the Food Bank of the Southern Tier was named Food Bank of the Year in 2017 by Feeding America. Good news for New York City residents. Thousands of new housing units are in the works. Arthur Chien has more on how the city plans to make these changes.
We are not just facing a shortage of housing in New York City, and especially in Manhattan. We are facing a full-blown affordability crisis.
Finding space for new housing in the densest borough of the city. Manhattan Borough President Mark Levine, making his State of the Borough address, unveiled a plan that would add tens of thousands of new housing units to the market.
It's $5,000 a month to rent a market rate apartment on average. And so this is pricing out not just low-income people, but even middle-class Manhattanites, bus drivers, nurses, teachers can't afford Manhattan anymore.
With jobs growing faster than housing in our city, Levine's office combed through Manhattan and found 170 locations that could yield over 70,000 new housing units, with 30,000 of them being affordable. Locations like 103 West 108th Street on the Upper West Side, currently a 3-story HPD parking lot, if developed, would create 80 affordable units. And on West 41st Street, a publicly owned lot that's vacant and boarded up could be developed for nearly 300 new housing units.
Tenants are competing with each other, and first-time home buyers don't have any way to get their foot on that property ladder.
Housing experts say New Yorkers are sandwiched between rising rents and a dwindling supply of apartments. More than 70,000 New Yorkers tonight will be homeless or sleeping in shelters, tens of thousands of them children. This, according to the city's Department of Homeless Services. The greatest obstacle to Levine's plan is expected to be local resistance. Communities may find it difficult to accept change.
There will still be some not in my backyard resistance, but I do think the tides are turning where New Yorkers are really recognizing that we have a supply shortage.
A shortage that can only be filled by building new housing at scale. Arthur Chien, Fox 5 News.
Still ahead, Sam will join us once again with our complete weekend forecast. Plus, we'll hear from country superstar Shania Twain on her new album and tour. Stay with us.
Here's your local stock market update from Big Fox. Now, your Twin Tiers forecast from Big Fox.
Hi everyone, once again I'm meteorologist Sam Ryan, and we have a wind chill advisory out through the overnight all the way until noontime, technically speaking, on Saturday. A wind chill warning off to our east. The difference there is simply on how cold we think the wind chill value will get. So up to or dropping down as low as 25 below for the overnight here locally. We'll see our ambient temperature dropping to around 0 as we wake up at 6 a.m. and those winds will be gusting out of the west northwest. So around 0, you can see some areas just double digit, and we'll have peak wind gusts 25 to 30 miles per hour. And so if we get up to that around 35 or 30 mile per hour range, that's where we'll have wind chill values dropping as low as 15 to 25 below 0 in certain locales. So it might be difficult to get that car started right away if you happen to park outside. We'll have a bitter cold start to the day, but here's the good news. That lobe of Arctic air is swinging up to the northeast, and it's going to kick way out of here. We're actually going to have a warming trend, and we'll be above average starting on Sunday. So even Saturday afternoon, it looks much nicer. We'll stay unsettled as we go through next week. We'll have periods and chances of maybe a little rain-snow mix or mainly rainfall expected with these warmer temperatures. It's so cold outside, it's hard to even say that. We're looking for the overnight, chance at a few flurries. Quickly kicks out of here. We're back into some sunshine for the day Saturday. May have an increase in cloud cover Sunday ahead of a wave that moves at us and get some light showers in here possibly. So here's a look at snowfall through 7 p.m. Sunday. It really doesn't paint much. Again, mainly just some flurries. We'll be around 1 above at 7 a.m. Watch out, a few slick spots still out there early on. 15 at noon, and then warming up to around 23 at 5 p.m. Notice how those winds shift direction. They'll be out of the south. So 23 degrees to 24, low to mid 20s out there. Now, average high is 34, so still below that. But look what happens Sunday. 44 degrees. What a swing in temperatures. Kind of get some temperature whiplash here. 44 for a high, so we're 10 degrees above the average now for the day Sunday, and we're going to kick things off around 20, so that's going to be our low temperature. So we just have to get through the overnight and into the morning here Saturday. Again, 23 degrees, partly cloudy skies, a bit of sunshine to enjoy. Then down to 20 Saturday night, Sunday up to 44, mostly cloudy skies. And here comes that chance again, a little rain snow mix at times. Not expecting much here at all for the day on Monday, 39 degrees. We'll get a break again in the action, 46 Tuesday. Our next system moves in Wednesday into Thursday, and a better chance here at some wintry mix or perhaps some rain showers. See how temperatures really kick up. 48 degrees. We start to cool down just a little bit as we head through the end of the week.
A canned meat recall, Amazon rethinking its grocery strategy, and the most popular state to move to in 2022. Plus, Netflix gets slammed for an old tweet. CJ Papa has that and more in today's Fox Business Briefs.
The USDA recalling nearly 2.6 million pounds of canned meat from brands like Armour, Goya, Kroger, and Great Value over packaging concerns. All the brands are part of Conagra Foods and were produced between December 12th of last year and January 13th of this year. The issues could cause the food to rot or become infected. Shares of Amazon fell after the e-commerce giant posted mixed results for its fourth quarter and now plans to cut costs by closing some Amazon Fresh supermarkets as well as a number of Amazon Go convenience stores. A new study finds Arizona was the most popular state to move to in 2022. According to the movie company Allied Van Lines, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Tennessee followed closely behind. But the report also finds total moves dropped by 20% between 2021 and 2022. Illinois, California, New Jersey, Michigan, and Pennsylvania saw the most outbound moves last year. And Netflix is being called out after an old tweet encouraging password sharing resurfaces just days after announcing its upcoming crackdowns. Nearly 6 years ago, Netflix tweeted, quote, "Love is sharing a password. You can still share your account with anyone living in your household, but there will be a fee for everyone else." That's business. I'm CJ Papa.
Valentine's Day is approaching, and while it's a holiday to celebrate love, one major retailer wants to help those planning to break up with their partner. Walmart is selling a breakup bear. The bear is wearing a shirt that has a simple message, bye-bye. It's holding a broken heart that spells love. The bear will sing and dance to the hit NSYNC song Bye 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 when you squeeze the button on its foot. The breakup bear costs roughly $17. Well, you've heard about betting on sports. How about taking your chances on the weather? Placing bets on how much rain or snow a certain area will get is gaining in popularity. According to one expert in sports policy, weather betting took off during the pandemic when most sporting events were shut down. While the U.S. has tough laws on betting, weather betting is not regulated. The maker of Star Wars-inspired flying motorbikes is going public. ALI Technologies made headlines last year when a former New York Mets player tried the electric bike prototype on a baseball field. He reached heights up to 20 feet. People won't be able to use the tech to soar through traffic in cities like New York and Tokyo, where these kinds of vehicles are not allowed. People will be eating plenty of chicken wings on Super Bowl Sunday, according to the National Chicken Council. 1.45 billion are expected to be eaten, with the council saying that would break a record. The prediction is 2% higher than the 1.42 billion consumed last year. The council says lower prices and people going back to big gatherings are the main reasons for the increase. Coming up next, we catch up with country superstar Shania Twain as she releases a new album. Country pop icon Shania Twain is busy with the music of her new album, Queen of Me. It's a title track which she says reflects her empowered state of mind that is her next chapter in her career. Here's Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
A million ways to show you. Shania Twain has a new album out, Queen of Me, and a global tour to follow. The superstar calls it all a good busy right now.
It's quite meditative. I fall asleep thinking about sets, lights, colors, textures.
Twain found the music was a way to escape during the pandemic.
Writing songs that were very optimistic, very upbeat, things that made me want to dance, cheer myself up. Now that the album's done, I want to share it and hopefully share that same inspiration.
There's a theme in this new career chapter for her.
I am a much more free-spirited person at the end of the day. I'm much more appreciative of being able to manage and control my own state of mind, or at least taking that very seriously. Hence, Queen of Me as the title track of the album.
You empower others in that way through your music. What would you say has helped get you to this point the most? Even most recently, what has empowered you?
Being able to put my thoughts and emotions into music is really my power of communication. The vision I have artistically with visuals and the art direction is very important. It's a continuation of all of that. So my artistic expression in general.
Shania brings her vision on the road starting April 28th. Is it sort of rest up, gear up, giddy up? That's kind of what I was thinking. What do you do right now?
Exactly. Yeah, it's time to giddy up for sure and get into gear. I was on the mic harmonizing to Harry Styles' Falling. I love to get my voice prepped by harmonizing to other artists, eating discipline, milling through the production. So daily work on the tour.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
Beauty regimens can range from the simple to the extreme, with facials involving standard practices and others taking a more unusual approach. Jackie Abinez takes a look at the growing trend where people are letting live snails crawl on their faces.
How far would you go to get radiant skin? While there's a bunch of different types of facials out there, beauty specialists in Syria are treating clients with a technique using live snails.
It was very useful for me.
These albino snails are prized for their slime. Beauticians credit them for moisturizing the skin, helping to produce a glowing complexion, and even reducing signs of aging. Workers apply the critters onto clean skin, where they crawl around for about 30 minutes.
My skin became softer and my pores became smaller.
Officials here say their snail facials are growing in popularity because they don't use any harsh ingredients.
There was a huge turnout because people are willing to return to natural, pure, and organic things because chemicals always have side effects.
Mohammed Alifar and his sister are running this snail operation. The siblings own roughly 1,500 of these slippery creatures, which they say require a lot of attention.
Snails are very specific. Some beauty centers ask us to sell them snails, but they will not be able to raise them. They need special care and nutrition.
Meanwhile, using snails for beauty and health reasons can be traced back to ancient Greece, where people would crush up the animal and apply it to cuts on their skin. But if putting live snails on your face just isn't your cup of tea, you can find a number of face washes, creams, and toners containing snail secretion here in the States. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
All right, we'll be back after this. Let's leave you with a smile. 2 weeks after announcing the world's oldest living dog, Guinness World Records apparently found evidence of one even older. Meet Bobby, the world's oldest living dog ever. He is 30 years and 266 days old as of February 1st. This good boy lived his entire life with the Costa family in a rural village in Portugal. The canine is a purebred with an average life expectancy of 12 to 14 years. Bobby was born May 11, 1992. His age has been verified by a pet database authorized by the Portuguese government. However, the pup almost didn't make it this far. His family was going to put down the litter because they couldn't keep any more animals. The parents grabbed the pups the day after they were born when the mom was away, but they missed one. The Costa brothers found Bobby days later and decided to keep his existence a secret. By the time the dog was found, his eyes were open and he became a part of the family. Bobby breaks a nearly century-old record from Guinness World Records. The previous oldest dog ever was Bluey, an Australian cattle dog who lived to be 29 years, 5 months old back in 1939. That does it for us. I'm Jamie Holmes. Thanks so much for watching.